What's up, YouTube? Timmy's here. Now, with Wicked Part 1 coming out this week, I'm actually going to be doing my reviews for not one, but 10 films, like musical film adaptations based on Broadway musicals. Because there's some really good ones out there. Because obviously Wicked is based on Broadway musical itself. So, anyway, here's my review for the first musical film that is based on a Broadway show, and that is 2007's Hairspray. Now, Hairspray is pretty much both adapted by both the John Waters 1988 film as well as the stage musical of the same name. Now, the original was John Waters, and I believe it had like Divine in it, and Ricky Lake. Cherry Stiller was also in the original. The original is pretty decent, and don't get me wrong, they don't really have Hollywood music in it as this one does, but the original's okay, but I will always prefer the remake. I remember watching this thing I think it was about twice last at the time. I adore Hairspray. I used to actually still own it on DVD. It's a lot of fun. If you guys don't know much about the story of Hairspray, the film follows this pleasantly plump teenager, Tracy Turnblad, played by Nikki Blonsky, as she pursues his stardom as a dancer on a local television show called The Corny Collins Show, and rallies against racial segregation. Now, of course, you got James Marsden, who portrays the role of Corny Collins. You also got John Travolta portraying Tracy Turnblad's mother, Edna, and that was perfect casting. Like, this was actually pretty much his first major musical film since Grease, and of course, obviously, this has a lot of Grease connections because you also had Michelle Pfeiffer, who plays Velma Von Tussle. Of course, Michelle Pfeiffer was actually in Grease too. So yeah, you pretty much have like Grease one star John Travolta, and you got a star of Grease too. So I always found that should be pretty funny. Of course, you have the always great Amanda Bynes as Tracy's best friend, Penny Pingleton. Chris Walken as Wilbur Turnblad, who's of course Tracy's father. James Marsden plays the role of Corny Collins, and that's probably one of my favorite James Marsden's roles. Like he really embodies Corny Collins perfectly. Of course, you got Zac Efron, who obviously coming off of High School Musical fame, uh, play portray the role of Link Larkin, who's pretty much like very similar to, let's say, Elvis in a way. Uh, of course, you have the original one of the original stars, Jerry Stiller, popping up in this. You also have like Brittany Snow, who plays Amber Von Tussle, Elijah Kelly, Allison Janney. Some really terrific music all around. I just adore this one. I remember seeing this one in theaters at the time. I had a fun time with it. I love the music in it from like uh, Good Morning Baltimore, uh, to You Can't Stop the Feeling, or You Can't Stop the Beat. I meant, you got some really terrific, like the soundtrack. I used to actually have the soundtrack at the time, and I used to play that tons of times. It's just a lot of fun. Check out. Of course, it was directed by Adam Shankman, who gave us movies such as Bringing Down the House, Cheaper by a Dozen Two. What else did he do? Oh yeah, he did most recent the Enchanted sequel, Disenchanted. He's done some other cool stuff here and there. I've always liked Adam Shankman. Of course, there was like a really cool music duet with John Travolta and Chris Walken, which I thought was great. Funny enough, they both also worked together in Pulp Fiction. So if you watch them do a music like a Thomas to Me performance here, you're probably not gonna want to look at them the same way in Pulp Fiction together. Uh, but yeah, I just adore this a lot. It's just a lot of fun. Nikki Blonsky, who it sadly she hasn't really like since Hairspray, she's had some parts in here and there. She hasn't really broken out into anything major since. It's a shame because believe it or not, they actually found Nikki Blonsky at an ice cream parlor when she was working at an ice cream parlor, which talk about talk about perfect right there. But yeah, it's a shame she hasn't really you know done like anything top notch outside of Hairspray. Oh, and top it off, you have Queen Latifah was also in this. I adored her. Again, the music is great. I mean, I just adore this film a lot. It's just so much fun. It's very entertaining. Really does the the '60s aspects perfectly. I love the song "Welcome to the '60s," which was pretty cool. I mean, of course, Zac Efron's singing "Lay's Choice" was a pretty good one. I mean, lots of really stuff you like about this film. You know, from the beginning to the end. You of course have a little cameo by John Waters, who of course did the original Hairspray. Um, yeah, if you guys have never really seen Hairspray from 2007, do yourself a favor, go watch it. You know, you might enjoy it or you might not enjoy it. Like, this is probably in my top 10 favorite musical movies of all time. You know, it's actually one of the rare, like, one of the few remakes that I consider to actually be better than the original. I kid you not, this is literally better than the original, in my opinion. Uh, but yeah, definitely go watch the 2007 one. Holy cow, Crazy to Believe by, how old is this thing, you know? I think it's like 18 or 17 years old now. Oh boy, by 2027, it's going to be literally 20 years old. Oh boy, I still remember seeing this one in theaters. I just enjoyed it a lot. So yeah, if you guys haven't really seen the 2007 Hairspray, not sure where you can find nowadays. Think you probably maybe find on Max or most likely somewhere else, but definitely go watch Hairspray. It's a gem. Anyway, let me let you guys. Have you ever seen the 2007 Hairspray musical movie? If so, what so? Were you a fan? Were you not a fan of it? Favorite scenes, favorite moments? Which one do you prefer? Do you prefer the original John Waters film, or do you prefer the 2007 remake? And bonus question: what was some of your favorite music, music from the 2007 Hairspray? Drop comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for notification. This is Sam.